Hi, I'm Louis Barney. I would like to tell you about myself and the settlement of Barney's Grove. I was born on September 8, 1808 at Holland Purchase, Niagara County, New York. I was the second child and second son of 8 children born to Charles Barney and Mercy Yeoman. When I was about 3 years of age, our family moved to Knox County, Ohio. While living there, our house burned down and we moved to Fayette County, Ohio to live with my grandparents, the Yeomans. When I was about 6 years old, my brother fell through the ice and was drowning. At that moment a strong power seized me. I sprang into the water and rescued my little brother. I knew that the power that I had came from God. Because my father had served in the War of 1812, he received a land grant. Before we could move again, my dear mother passed away, shortly after the birth of my sister, Melinda, in 1825. Leaving the younger children with my grandparents, we started west but stopped in Sangamon County, Illinois to rent a farm. In 1826, my father returned to Ohio for his children and there married Deborah Riffle. In 1827, my father located a claim for a farm in Logan County, Illinois. In order to secure title to the land, my brother Luther and I had to work in the lead mines to make enough money to secure 80 acres of land. In 1833, I met and married Elizabeth Turner. She was the 9th child of Walter Turner and Lydia Ballinger. She was born on July 30, 1808 in Greene County, Ohio. In 1838, my father and I traveled to Iowa to see what the land was like. Being very impressed, we each located a claim of 1,000 acres in Henry County. My father sold his land in Illinois and obtained a government patent for the land in Iowa. At this time, rumors reached us that the Mormons were the most outrageous and hardened set of criminals that ever graced the earth. Missionaries came preaching and setting forth their grievances and an explanation of the trouble between themselves and the people of Missouri. Upon investigation, I found the Missourians were in the wrong and without cause of provocation. Mormon missionaries eventually contacted members of our family. After about 2 years of investigating the teachings of the church and becoming acquainted with Joseph Smith, my brother Luther and I were baptized in 1840. In 1841, my father sold his farm and joined my family in Nauvoo. I had purchased land in Nauvoo, built a home and lived there 2 years before we were driven from that city. In February 1846, I crossed the Mississippi River. The first day out, our baby had a burning fever. All of a sudden, he threw himself back, straightened himself out, then fell back limber and lifeless in my arms. I said to my wife, "Here, Betsy, the child is dead." Betsy took the child and cried, "Oh God, have mercy on us." At this moment the child opened his eyes and recovered. Soon after arriving in western Iowa, volunteers were needed for the United States Army. My brother, Walter Barney, joined the 500 men to form the Mormon Battalion. In the spring of 1847, Brigham Young made preparations for an advance party to establish a permanent settlement in the Rocky Mountain. I was asked to go as a teamster and hunter, helping to provide wild game for those in the company. My father and the majority of his family remained in the Canesville area for the next 5 years. I returned from Utah and established a farm about 40 miles north of there. The settlement was originally known as Barney's Grove after myself and my brother Henry. After we left for the west, the settlement became known as 6 Mile Grove. It was located 6 miles from Harris Grove on the main road. The settlement's frontier guardian representative was Uriah Hawkins. William Jordan and I signed the petition for the Canesville Post Office on January 20, 1848. In 1852, my father and his family and my family joined the Henry Bryant Jolly Manning Company, which left in June and reached the Salt Lake Valley in September. I soon developed a lumber business in Provo. We moved several times. We went from Provo to Spanish Fork and by 1861 we were in Spring City. From Spring City we went to Monroe. When there was Indian trouble there, we went by to back Spring City and then back to Monroe when the trouble was resolved. We resided in Arizona for a year and then ended up in Mancos, Montezuma County, Colorado. I passed away on November 5, 1894, and I am buried in the Old Mormon Cemetery in Mancos. This is my sojourn in the wilderness story and the history of the settlement that I started called Barney's Grove.